show. Welcome to the Scandal Fam podcast. I am one of your hostesses. I'm Jaha Knight, and today I am joined with Katrina Pavela from katrinapavela.tumblr.com. She's always here on Usual because she's one of our Scandal podcast crew members. And shortly, hopefully, we'll be joined by Langston and Eldia. Y'all know what's funny? I'm gonna let Katrina introduce herself for the second. Y'all know what's funny? Langston got on the After Dark last week, right? And wanted to go. Oh, I was like, you should have been on the podcast.
Yeah, he came in at the end and was like, "Let me tell you something."
He had 12. Yeah, he had 12 million feelings, and I was like, "Sorry, Langston, I have to go." Like,
hi, bunnies. Yeah.
It was funny. So please don't click this open seat, because that is not how y'all chat back. There's a chat box on the right-hand side. Please make sure you do that, because I get tired of clicking y'all out of this open seat. Y'all know y'all ain't sitting down in there. The only person that really, there are two people that said that they wanted to be a part of the conversation on the actual open seat. So Cassandra, I'm calling you to the forefront for this episode, ma'am. So I hope you are ready, because you did respond.
Come on in, Cassandra.
That's right.
Thanks,
so I hope you're ready. Get your video all together and get your ears on so we can get ready for that. But Cassandra, yes, roll off the cuff. No, don't roll off the cuff like you didn't see that you emailed me. She tried to play me. Whoa, I didn't mean for you to bring me out there. So today's episode, Katrina, go ahead and tell people about you before we go on and on.
About me, yeah. I am Katrina Pavela, and as Jaha said, I am over at katrinapavela.tumblr.com, and you can also find me at #1feeling on Twitter. And for people who have Facebook, yeah, I finally joined Facebook, so all of my posts go over there. I'm in the Scandalrati and Scandalistas group as well. Sometimes I hop in there, very rarely. But I see y'all. I just don't always get into all the conversations. But yes, so I'm on multiple platforms, which is hard for me to keep up. But yeah, I'm out and about on the interwebs.
Wow. So I was just talking with them before, our listeners, our viewers as well, because y'all are watching us, before we got on, and it has been a really good conversation. Moretti, you asked if my email address is listed on my website. No, but you can email me through dramaqueenbooks.com. And I wanted to make sure that y'all got that. If you are watching us live, yes, I am Jaha Knight, but you all please make sure y'all
right now. So there's some trouble there.
That's bad.
Yeah. It's multiple bombings now. So
what's weird is that I don't want the world to follow Scandal. I don't want us to be.
But you know what the world does? You remember Edward Snowden after what's his name in season 3? Artie Hornbacher that came after Scandal.
I'm like, oh Lord, this is just too much. Too much.
Yeah, it's too much.
Okay, so I wanted to go ahead and talk to you all about the title of the episode. Did any of y'all look up what the title of the episode was about?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah,
I did as well. Go ahead and say it.
No, you go ahead.
No, I've been talking too much.
I just know the bare minimum, and it'd be interesting to ask you who you think Rasputin is in the episode.
Now, see, who do I believe it is?
Yeah,
man.
We'll say what Rasputin is first, though.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I looked it up, and it's Grigory Rasputin, correct?
Mm-hmm.
A wandering, because I don't know who wrote this. A wandering peasant who eventually exerted a powerful influence over Nicholas II and Alexandra, the last Tsar and Tsarina of Imperial Russia, is one of the most mysterious and dark individuals of Russian history. Grigory Rasputin was born 10 January 1869. Basically, because this is giving too much tea. Like, basically, he was best known as his role for being a mystical advisor to the court of Tsar Nicholas II of Russia. And I believe that that person is Olivia.
That's you think Olivia is Rasputin?
I think so.
But
Do you?
Rasputin was responsible for the kind of unpopularity of the imperial couple. And Olivia's a part of the imperial couple. So
That's
unless she
true.
wants to take herself down. Now, for me, I think if I'm taking this as shade, the wandering peasant part, then it's Jake and
Whoa.
the
Yeah, that's
discord that
good.
he tried to sow in this episode. Because
But it was he couldn't really go ahead.
yeah. No, well, the thing is that he's been trying since the last episode, right? Like when he comes in the office, the Oval Office, and he's like, "Oh, I wonder why now? Why is Rowan out now? Like, what's the opportunity?" Like he's trying to show Olivia up. He comes there when she calls him in this episode. He's like, "Well, why don't you tell your boyfriend that you're the one that locked your father up?" Like he wants to sow discord between the two of them. Like he's still mad. And that was his original purpose in her life anyway, assigned by Rowan to sow discord and keep Olivia away from Fitz. Like that's always been his purpose, is the cock block. Sorry, Moretta, that's one. In in the episode, in her life, right? And plus he's a peasant. He is a boy from Indiana. No shade to people from Indiana, but like he's from like a peasanty type of background. And in the narrative, he is a wanderer. What is his job really? What does he do? He doesn't do anything.
So I
So
guess I guess the question is, who is Rasputin? Because honestly, Rasputin was supposedly cast a spell over the government. He was either miracle worker or charlatan. He was either he was kind of like, people were fascinated with him. That's the same with Olivia. So for me, from that perspective, Olivia would be that person. I know Jake is a wanderer, but he only fits a portion of that description.
no, he
I'm
only
not
fits a
fascinated with
portion of
Jake.
it. I think it could be a number of people. A lot of people are saying Cyrus, and I agree
That's
about
true.
Cyrus as
Yeah,
well
yeah.
because he is Fitz's advisor. But I did note that Cyrus so I don't know that he knew that Olivia was involved in this, but he wanted to find out what the hell happened, and he definitely wants to come between the two of them because Olivia is kind of not in his position, but basically Cyrus is out of the circle because of Olivia. But I also noted that Cyrus wasn't the one to deliver the news
It was
about
David.
Olivia's involvement, right?
Hmm.
Because he said when he comes in the morning after, he's like, "Oh, I see you got the news." Like, because if it had come from Cyrus, Fitz would have like been distrustful of what he said. But
I
he
think that
did
Cyrus had an
sow that
idea. I
seed.
think he had an idea because there was no way in the world. I think he had an idea, and I think he wanted David to be the bearer of bad news as
Oh
opposed to
yeah.
him being. And that he even plotted it out, and to the point of saying, "Well, we're going to have David come to me," telling Abby that. What did you all think about the conversation, the high schoolish nature of the conversation Cy was having with Abby at the beginning of the episode? And let me get some of your comments here because y'all had some stuff to say. NYC Gal agrees with you. She believes that Jake is Rasputin. Um, and
It could be a
then
number of
Cassandra says
people,
she has a
to be
word
honest.
for Mr. Jake Ballard. Katrina, did you get my Jedi illusion? Is what Isaac
I
Watts
did.
said.
That's a Twitter reference from earlier with Cyrus's Jedi mind tricks with David as Rasputin.
And then she also said Rasputin was thought to have a hypnotic effect, which I believe is what if you were to come from the perspective of Cyrus to watch
Mm-hmm.
Olivia and Fitz, he would be believing that. And he had a lot to do with this episode. So if you were coming from his perspective, I would think that Cyrus would think Olivia is Rasputin. That's my thought. But if you look from different
He would think
perspectives,
that, yeah,
exactly, you probably would see Rasputin as somebody else.
because in Cyrus's mind, he and Fitz are the couple.
Oh, that's gross.
No, I don't mean like that way, but you know what I mean. Like that's Cyrus is Fitz's guy, and to Cyrus, according to what he says, Fitz is his son, his soul. So for him, they are a couple.
NYC
And the
got.
way that the end of 505, the end of like you got served that thing in the office, that was basically lovers making up. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
trying to move on. So in Cyrus's mind, he and Fitz are the couple, and Olivia is Rasputin.
NYC gal asked, can Rowan also be Rasputin?
Who?
Rowan. Can Rowan be Rasputin? I don't think so. People don't know Rowan exists. So, well, they
He's
don't
not.
know
Who is
what.
he? I mean, who is he advising really? And
Well,
in the
nobody.
position to advise.
He advising his
And I
arms on
don't know.
that
I
chair with
don't
them
know.
bracelets that Huck put on him.
Yeah, I don't. Did you notice that kind of the kind of juxtaposition they were making it? Well, it's not even a juxtaposition. A similarity they're making about kind of being captured and trapped between Olivia and Rowan, like going back and forth between those two
Yeah,
scenes
I
at the
saw
end.
that. Yeah, that was pretty good. I loved
They
it.
are so they. Let me tell you something about the scandal, like directors and editors. They do some really misleading shit. Like they do. Remember how the end of last episode, Olivia on the seal, Fitz is sitting taking notes and he's right beside her purse, right? And you see the overhead shot. So everybody's
Yeah.
like, emasculation, power hungry Olivia. And it didn't turn out to be that way at all. But they give you these visuals at the end of 506. Olivia is trapped by Melly and she's gonna have to make her president. That bitch hung up on Melly so fast. That's two, Moretta. I was so here for Olivia hanging up on Melly. Like, well, girl, I pulled your card. Sorry, ain't coming to the meeting.
Diara Kane says Jake is the biggest charlatan ever. Find me a case that Renner Spy solved. A criminal he got, a victim he saved from danger.
Thank you. He's the biggest fail ever. Look, Huck still got one over on him in this episode.
You know what I'm saying. So several people. Oh, Jay Williams. She agrees. She says she thinks that several characters could be Rasputin, and she also says that Cyrus manipulated David. Cyrus suspected from what he said in his monologue last week is what Annie said about the fact that he believed that Olivia had something to do with, Rowan being released. She also said that Cy has called Fitz his work husband. Tula
Yeah.
Rosebud says, isn't it insane that David followed Cyrus's direction, got the info, gave it to him, even after Liv told him that we are all going down for the Senate hearings? Why wouldn't David talk to Liv first before doing this? I think Katrina is right. Rasputin is Jake, and look at what happened to Rasputin. Bright Eyes. Cassandra says, KP, did you catch all that dial tone Liv had for Melly's ass?
Yes.
Laughed my ass off. NYC Gal says, did Fitz say that Jake always wants to be Olivia's hero? That's true, but Jake has his own agenda at this point. Now, the conversation between Jake and I asked y'all a question. Y'all didn't even answer the question. Black folk. See, so the question that I asked y'all about was about Cyrus and Abby's conversation and the fact that it was at the top hour of the show. Cyrus calling Liv a whore and being kind of high school drama-ish about the whole situation. What did you all think about that? And if you're watching us live, share the podcast with a friend. There's a little button on the left that says tweet us and Facebook us to share us with other folks.
Oh Lord, I can't believe I forgot that. That's one of the indications at the very top of the hour, if you will, about Cyrus like being Rasputin. Because just that catty ass comment, man, he didn't want her to be received. He wants to have some justification for her being a problem in the White House and being there with Fitz. And if international leaders aren't going to be able to respect her, then you can't, trot her out at these functions. And of course, they love her, and because she is the Olivia Pope. You know how many people and dignitaries she knows, like more than you, Cyrus. You know what I mean? The guy was only translating for the sake of Fitz and the rest of the table because Olivia speaks Farsi. Like, Cyrus, it's so small time. It's like, dude, how many years have you known this woman? You know who she is, but of course you know who she is, and you're threatened by who she is because that threatens your position as the Alexander Hamilton of this shit.
Yeah. What did you all think about that shade and tea that he was giving? Olivia standing over in the corner gossiping with Abby, and Abby's like, "Look, she's good. She's gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine." He's like, "No, she ain't. That hoe is not gonna be received." He was literally giving her
He
all
really
of
was.
yeah. It was crazy. It was
so catty.
He was being catty and petty. And De'Ara King said Abby shut him down real quick. That whore comment. Yes, Cyrus was too salty, is what Cassandra says. Cy has some nerve. He's the one who is a whore, not who has a whore, not Fitz. Is what Amy said. And you're absolutely true.
Like, you literally married a whore, dude. You were paying him. The definition of a whore.
NYC Gal says, did you see Cyrus thank God for the information that David gave? He was like, thank you, Jesus. Yes. And, oh gosh. Yeah, so Annie says the size of bitch baby. Moretta, I had to read that because Annie told me to. She said it in the comments. That was my second one too. I'm gonna count myself because I'm trying to be on the countdown, not to count up the hell. So I'm trying to stay away from them flames. It's hot. So Quinn with the urgency in her OPA, training day manual.
Training day
with Marcus. Like, what do you think that's about? Is she trying to get him up to speed? Is she trying to make him have some? I think. Go ahead. You tell me what you think about it.
Well, I think Quinn has made herself head gladiator in charge, right? Like, she's made herself Olivia's number 2. Now that Abby's not there, Harrison is dead. Huck, has been busy trying to tuck his guy in, and Huck has never been anybody's number 2. He's always been very specific, in OPA. And Marcus is the new guy, so it's her job. She brought him on. It's her job to train him and make sure he's up to speed. So if he doesn't do it right, it reflects badly on her, and she's like very impatient. Like, let's get this, up to order. But I wonder also if there's a little something going on there. I don't know. I'm just gonna watch it.
You think that there might be something between Marcus and
Quinn? I don't know.
I hope not. That is incest again all over the office. I'm with Abby. No more incesting. No, she cannot have none of that chocolatey chocolate of the chocolate. Thank you. I've made a decree.
Okay.
No, but
it's so ordered.
It is ordered. I also think it's a little bit about the fact that Quinn wants things to speed up. Like, you notice that these last few episodes of Scandal, not this one, but just the last part of last season and this season starting, it hasn't been as fast and as urgency paced. So it's almost like she's saying, also it hasn't been. There have been moments and there have been some episodes.
This season has been more pacey than the previous season was uneven with its pace.
Yeah, definitely. So it seems like she's trying to get everything back on that urgency level, which it's not. No one in the office is seeing an urgency in anything that they're doing.
Well, it's not. They don't have as many clients, do they? So I think, and that's part of the issue with what happened with Olivia, with her saying yes, the leak, and then her saying yes, and then the press and her having to deal with that. Remember, it was just last episode. Olivia was on the couch in Oval, and she was like, "Oh, yippee, we have a client," and they were happy to have that client. And
it didn't seem like Olivia was happy to have a client. I'm gonna just be real. She didn't seem enthusiastic, eager, none of the above. She took that D bubble. She was like, "No, girl, did you really get raped? Did you really? I don't know.
No, well, she's happy at the idea to have a client, because when she entered OPA and she's walking up to them, she's like, where is she? Can she pay? What's it about? Blah, blah, blah. She's asking like all these questions. So she wants to know like what's going on. So I think she was happy that OPA has a client. She said somebody wants to hire us, right? Because obviously people wanted to stay away from her firm after, everything with her and the president. So things are still slow there at OPA. So, and I think maybe that's part of Quinn's kind of impatience. And maybe her annoyance with like having to always do stuff now for the White House because it's the new normal.
Thank you all for sharing the podcast, Moretta and Annette and Fields Devon. Thank y'all for sharing the podcast. We appreciate that. If you are watching us live on air and you're chatting back, please chat in the chat box right there on the right hand side of your screen.
Ooh,
Or
yeah.
if you're on your phone, I don't know where it's located. Y'all can tell me in the chat box where it's located. Hey, Miss T Love, we're happy to have you on here as well. She's on vacation and listening to us. Yes. So now, some of the comments about the question I asked, NYC Gal says that Marcus, it was funny. Marcus was too slow. Quinn snatched up those pictures and put them on that wall. Cassandra says, I don't know about that one, KP. Marcus and Quinn, hashtag not. Tula Rosebud says, Cyrus is
I didn't
jealous
say I
about
was
the
for
fact
it. I
that
said I don't know.
she said Cyrus is jealous about the fact that Liv is now Fitz's girlfriend and not the mistress. He is forced to realize that Fitz loves Liv and not him. He's really not family. He's really not family. He's not really family. Liv is. He lost his work husband. He made a deal with Fitz to not give Lizzie Bear a job in the White House, and Liv changed that, which goes to against the deal he made with Fitz to come back. Cyrus feels betrayed. Yeah, I see that as well. He does. He has some feelings all about that betrayal right there. I knew
Yeah,
that was
no,
going to happen as soon
definitely.
as he found out.
Like,
I was like,
yeah, that's certainly part of it. But we have to remember too, like Olivia and Cyrus, they're not in a good place, and they weren't in a good place sort of like before this. I'm not gonna forget that Cyrus is a dude that wanted to have the CIA neutralize the asset while Olivia was kidnapped. Like he's quick to be like, well, offer, outer, shamer, whatever,
and
if
we
it
hold
fucks with
grudges
the White
here.
House. Yeah,
Yes.
I hold grudges against some people. Like I don't hate Cyrus as a character. Like Cyrus is a bastard, and that's three. That's just something that I know sort of in my heart. But the thing with Cyrus is he'll be the first one to be like, yeah, I'm petty, or I'm jealous, or I'm vindictive, whatever. He owns up to his stuff, which is why I am okay with Cyrus, even though I get angry with him and side eye him a lot. So how I feel about him is very different from how I feel about Melly, for instance, or even someone like Jake. But yeah, Cyrus is like, he's mad that basically whatever he has with Fitz, what Fitz has with Olivia will always trump that. So he only has so much leverage and so much power with Fitz. And with Olivia that close, he can't manipulate and like get Fitz to do what he wants. He can't essentially be the president because Cyrus thought of himself as essentially the president because he told Fitz what to do. And that's not really true anymore. And so he thought he was coming back, and the reality of being back is very different than what he thought it was going to be.
Miss T Love also says that Cyrus is mad that the student has surpassed the teacher, and with Olivia, between him and Olivia, and this seems like they don't even have a friendship anymore. It's kind of, I don't know, because he's kind of switched allegiances a little bit with. I think Cyrus is very much like what's his name, that comes and goes and is mercenary for his own purposes. What's his name? I can't remember his name. He's a
Charlie?
B613 agent.
You're talking about Charlie.
Yes, Cyrus is very Charlie-ish.
What do you mean?
Look how he just switched sides. So like first he was Team Olivia, yay yay, sis boom ba, Melly is the devil. Then he was Melly is the devil, down with that yutch. Then he was Team Fitz because I want to get back into it. It just seems like he has no
Cyrus?
real. His allegiance is to Fitz, clearly.
Yes.
But
to Fitz, the president.
Yes. But his allegiance is not to anybody outside of that. No. If you're not with that agenda, nope. he doesn't give three flips and a good guy hot pocket about you. Like the only reason he married Michael was so that he could get out of, the potentially not being Fitz's first, I guess. What do you call it?
Yeah, his first, his chief of staff.
Yeah, chief of staff, because he didn't want to lose his position, so he did something to make that political. You get what I'm saying. Y'all.
Yeah, and he tried to foist that same kind of marriage off on Olivia and Fitz, and it's like, dude, they're not you. You don't even care about your marriage. You didn't even care about Michael that much. You cared more about your job, and so going through with the marriage was going to protect your job and your position. Olivia and Fitz aren't like that. They were, if that was their only option, they were gonna go through with it. But obviously, Olivia figured something else that they didn't want to do it. You know what I mean? They're not like Cyrus, and they're not like Cyrus in that way. The job isn't the be all and end all for them.
So my next question is about Huck denying Jake his help, and I really want you to jump in here, Cassandra. So please click the open seat so you can sit down with us. But go ahead, Katrina, tell us. She was like, and I'm ready.
No, what? No, I was looking at.
No, I'm talking about Cassandra. That thing was quick. She was like, and click, because I was waiting. I was like, Jesus, that was good. All right, Cassandra. So, hey, lady, how are you? It's lovely to have you on with us.
I'm so glad to.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Give Cassandra some props, y'all. She is one of our faithful gladiators that's on here. Yes. Thank you for joining us. They're clapping you up. Clap her up, y'all. Clap her up. Give her some applause. We love it. All right. So the question is about Huck denying Jake his help. So what did you all think in that moment when you saw that Huck was like, I'm not with it. I'm not going to help you. What did y'all think?
I thought high five to you, Huck, because Jake has had this bloodlust for Rowan, he says, but then he'll turn around and help him. For how long now has Jake said he wanted to kill Rowan? All of season 4, Jake wanted to kill Rowan, despite knowing that that was Olivia's father and how it would hurt her. Now he's back to that again, and he doesn't care. And I don't want Huck to help him because Olivia told Huck that her father was in danger. If Huck helped Jake, he would directly be hurting Olivia. And I don't think Huck would do that, right? I know episode 302 and what happened there. And I'm not going to get into that. But it's not in Huck's nature to do something like that he knows would hurt Olivia. Not when he's trying to be a better person. So fuck Jake.
What is your opinion, Cassandra?
Huck is on that personal growth path right now. It took a lot of personal growth for him to even recognize that Jake had his animal out. Like, he had to point out to Jake that, dude, you need to have a seat because I can see you right now. Like, I can really see you. And Huck is a really messed up dude. So if Huck can see you, then you really need to sit down and chill out.
Drink a beer.
I just want to cuss out.
Drink a beer. Don't bust into somebody's house and drink their wine and then call it shitty. Like,
I just have a word for Mr. Ballard.
Don't cuss him out, Cassandra, though. Don't cuss him out.
Okay, I'm not gonna cuss him out.
Go ahead and tell him how you feel. Tell him, get it out, girl. Just let it out. Stop being so sensitive. Get it out.
Go ahead,
KP. You kind of. I was waiting for you to do it last week, but you didn't do it, so I got to do it.
The thing is, if I cuss him out, I'm like, I am gonna cuss him out, and I'm not gonna watch my mouth.
Yeah, that's after dark.
We don't want you to watch your mouth. That's why we like you. We don't want you to watch your mouth. Don't do it. No, but I don't appreciate people who like to shine the light on other people's shit without shining the light on themselves first. I don't appreciate him talking about how he's too good for her, and dude, she never told you she loved you. At no point in time. That was you. You went on that train your damn self. You rode it all by yourself. You got all into your feelings because you figured that you can change this woman's mind with sex. I don't know what he thought he was thinking.
And the places he supposedly thought he was reaching.
All of that. And then I'm just thinking Olivia has a Jasmine Sullivan song in her head I'm in love with another man. She's told him that repeatedly.
Multiple times.
Season 3, season 4, and he's still feeling salty about it. And now he wants to be like, okay, now you're like your father, so you're evil. And
no, now he wants to kill her father because she rejected him.
Part two, like even Fitz didn't want to kill her father after he found out that he killed Gary. But he's all about, okay, we finna shoot your father, we finna kill your father, and that makes him a good guy. I don't.
Thank you. A quote unquote a good guy, right? But Fitz is the worst. Jake wants to kill her father. Has wanted to kill her father for more than a season, but he is a good guy. And and Fitz is supposedly the worst. Like, I just, like, I can't with people.
I can't with people Jake love. Like, he cares about her, and she just doesn't know how to be loved and all this other stuff.
Well, the fun of all of this is figuring out what the end goal is going to be now that Huck has Papa Pope. So do you feel like Huck will actually harm Papa Pope? Because Katrina, you just said that you think in direct contrast that he's not going to do anything. He was just saving him from Jake. I
didn't say it.
So
no, I
help. Go ahead.
I think he won't kill him. I don't think that he's going to die at the hands of Huck. I don't know what Huck is planning to do with him now that he has him, but I do think Huck felt like Jake shouldn't get his hands on Papa Pope because that would be a mess and just cause all kinds of problems. And so it would be better if he at least secured him. What he's going to do with him now, I have no idea. But what I wanted to ask on the Papa Pope tip is, did you guys feel in that scene with him and Olivia that like he's going to die?
Yes, that was his farewell swan song right there.
It definitely felt like a swan song.
That was his farewell swan song.
And the music added to it as well. And because you know how people get when they think they're going to die. Suddenly, all the bullshit that they did to you, they just kind of sweep that away, and they distill it down to the essence of what they want to communicate to you. And it usually involves their love. And finally saying to her, I'm proud of you. After years of Olivia carrying this shame of, I'm not living up to what my father wanted for me, or I'm not doing, my best. I mean, we just saw in episode 502, one of the things that was haunting her in her head was her father saying, first lady, like, that's not good enough. I expect better from you. And so for him to come out and say, I'm proud of who you have become, that definitely felt to me like you're one foot in the grave. Huh? I was laughing at you.
I keep being organized as y'all with nobody around.
You got people. Well, we are grateful that you sat in with us and threw your opinion into the ring. We appreciate you. Do you have any final thoughts for this episode? And don't say no after darkish thoughts.
No after dark thoughts. I'm liking the momentum this season. I was kind of off on last season, but this season getting me back excited. Like, I can't sleep 2-3 hours after the episode airs, and I'm up tweeting and cussing out people on Facebook. And
why y'all let folks raise y'all blood
you are
pressure?
Cussing out people on Facebook.
Understanding.
Langston and I are cussing out people left and right, making people leave, making people cry because they don't do their research. And
she said she's making people cry. Stop it. Y'all got better things to do with y'all life.
Take it serious. Oh, somebody asked, are we not going to talk about, the confession scene between Olivia and Fitz?
Oh, that silent scene. Yes.
Oh my God, I died.
I died. I didn't even need the words.
Y'all doing too much because this is the after dark thing. See you later, Cassandra.
Oh.
She's like, oh, and now she's
I'm not professional.
we appreciate you being here. Don't you start no mess, Katrina, talk about after dark stuff on air podcast.
Yeah, see, that wasn't me.
That was Katrina. She knew what she was doing. She knew. Look, she got the bunny ears. Just the devil's in the details. All right, thank you, Cassandra. We appreciate you for being on with us.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Bye.
No problem. Bye.
Bye. See you later.
So we are live on the Scandal Fan Podcast, and if you are watching us live, you can share with us by telling a little bird or telling your friends, but either by Twitter or Facebook, and you can invite them to join us. So Jay Williams asks, is Huck a part of Lazarus? That's one of the questions. I don't believe so, but we'll see. I think Lazarus, that was going to be one of my questions. Who is Lazarus, or who is pulling the strings? Because as we all know, B613 guys can't even pull a poo out their own booty without assistance. Because that is just, they can't. It's like they're very incompetent when it comes to, Huck is the only person I know that says, I'm about to murder them bitches, and actually murders someone. B613 will shoot you 12 million holes in your storefront, and the person will still be standing there at the end like, you didn't get me. Like, it's just like,
whereas,
like,
gee.
Yeah. So Papa Pope told Olivia that there's somebody, or there's like his sons have come to their full crazy, and Lazarus, has now erected itself, Lazarus 1. Do you believe, I firmly believe that it's Mama Pope pulling the strings?
Well, I feel like Mama Pope has to be a part of this. And partly because of the name Lazarus 1. Now, I know Lazarus, the whole idea of Lazarus in this case is that, you know, they're supposed to be bringing back this organization from the dead. But this shit started in Paris, and I know it was in the deleted scene, but Mama Pope is in Paris, or at least that's where she went. And the thing is, for me, Lazarus can also apply to her because she was supposed to be dead, and she kind of rose from the dead in season 3 to be alive, especially to Olivia, and, you know, certainly to the audience as well. Though I knew she was alive. But I really think she has to have something to do with this, because for me, like, I don't know, I felt at the end of season 4 that she should come back into the narrative this season, and I hope that she does now that she is free.
I personally felt like the whole idea of Mama Pope being locked up for something like that for that many years is not real. I feel that there was something else, some other reason that Rowan had this woman locked up. And it was not just because she had Fitz shoot down a plane, or whoever shot down a plane, because that whole narrative was confusing to me. But whatever
Rowan
the situation,
had Fitz shoot down the plane because Maya lied to Rowan and told him that there was a bomb on the plane. She just wanted to fuck him up. There wasn't.
But I think there was more to it than that. I think there had to be, I've always thought that it was more to it than that. It had to be something that Maya did outside of that made Rowan go to that extreme. Because remember
she
the guy.
Him. Remember,
I don't think that's the only betrayal.
I tell his secrets. And she married him.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
Order to do that. So that was also the betrayal.
I kind of see there being more to the story than those small things, because they're not small, but I think that there is something else underlying. Maybe Maya was a part of some kind of organization that she was the head of that was directly opposed to what B613 was. That's what I kind of feel.
You might find out.
Yeah, so maybe so. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Okay, so some of the comments that are here in the comment room over here, I'm calling it the comment room. Lucinda Day said, I think Huck is more worried about his family and maybe even live, since she seems to be trying to help him. And NYC Gal says Huck is asking him a question at the end. She's talking about Papa Pope and Huck, right?
That what?
She says Huck is asking him a question at the end. He asked Papa Pope a question, is what I'm assuming she's saying, right? Yes? No? Or are you talking about Jake?
Yeah.
Did he ask Jake a question at the end? Okay, so one teach me says, I don't think that any of us are truly ready to see what Huck could do if the other guy came out again. And I absolutely agree with you. I don't believe that he wants to see what happened.
No.
I think he's the primary person that doesn't want to see it.
Yeah, he might think that that would be the point of no return for him.
And Annie says, I felt proud of Huck for seeing what Jake was doing. Huck wanted his family back, and to kill again won't help him, says NYC Gal. Jake has some nerve. He supposedly fixed him 7 episodes ago, and now he wants his help. Still can't do his job and get his shit done on his own. That's really Melly-like, says Diara Kane. And then Tula Rosebud says, is it possible that Jake will turn on Huck and try to kill him?
Who knows? Jake is capable of anything because he doesn't really love anyone. I don't think. I mean, he claimed to love Elise when she came back into his life, though he really just wanted to. Well, no, he said, I really love being married to you, right? He acted like he loved her. He wanted her to come back with him to DC, really just so he can have someone because he didn't have anyone. Thought he was going to parade her in front of Olivia and make her jealous. And Olivia didn't really care, except for the fact that he didn't tell her, you know, after all this time that they had spent together, that he had been married. But Jake can turn on anyone. He turned a gun on Elise when he found out she was visiting Rowan. He's supposed to care about this woman, and just so quickly, he's like pointing a gun in her face. He's done like something similar to Olivia after telling her that he loved her. He is psychotic. He's not capable of loving anyone. So I don't know how anyone sees that, oh, he's this great lover, you know, of Olivia Pope or anyone. And that's why he can turn on anyone, because he has no one to ground him, and he has no allegiance. You know what I mean? And I don't even know if he's capable of that feeling. His only loyalty, consistent loyalty, all of these years has been to Rowan, and I wonder if that's why he always fails to capture or kill him, because he still has that kind of loyalty to him. I'm like, does he set himself up to fail?
All of them have that, because you see how Quinn was an agent for 3 smooth minutes, and she was conflicted. She was just like, I'm not gonna do what you want me to do. Okay, command Rowan.
Yeah, the fact that she even turned up, it's like, girl, exactly. You didn't have to go.
Exactly. The fact that she even showed up, and even with Huck having captured him, I don't think Huck would kill him anyway, because I think Huck is also conflicted, because they do kind of see him as a father figure for themselves, even though he's not their father, and we never really addressed that before. The fact that he's calling them his sons, and now, you know, I'm like,
but that started last season, remember? Not with Rowan, but with between Jake and Russell in that scene, and that's when it became gross.
Yes, Jesus Lord, I'm sorry.
I wonder if he's one of the sons that's turned, or is he dead? But we don't know what happened to him, because Rowan supposedly killed off a bunch of B613 operatives. So who are these sons that have turned against him? How did they? Yeah, besides Charlie,
how did they organize?
How did they organize?
Charlie is not with them. I can tell you right now, Charlie is not in the forces of the Lazarus.
There's no money in it.
No, Charlie is not. It's not happening. No, Cyrus got a better chance of calling Charlie than anybody from Lazarus. One happened to call Charlie. It's not happening. Tula Rosebud says, you know how and when Shonda's going to kill Rowan, she's going to play that song, A Change is going to come, and then he'll be shot up and we'll be all crying. All we're sure of is that Fitz won't kill Papa Pope this time. And then Jay Williams says that was beautiful. Cassandra says, my brother is jealous. Yes, tell him be jealous, because you was on the Scandal Fan podcast and what? But you know how she got on here? She's on our mailing list. And I sent out the call to all the gladiators on the mailing list. If you are on that mailing list, you get a chance to be on with us for a few minutes to talk about the episode. And she answered the call, one of the couple of people that answered the call. So if you're getting my emails, you're not responding, you're not interacting, then too bad on you, boo-boo. Okay. Everybody, actually, everyone that's in the Scandal Podcast After Dark is on our mailing list. So if you're in the After Dark, you have the opportunity to, of course, respond and be a part of that. So Tula Rosebud says that I have a theory that I'm going to say back here. I'm very scared that Lazarus is Fitz. Whoa. Oh, Jesus, you hurt my feelings, Tula. That was a little much. I didn't even think that deep on it. Of course, Katrina has no comment because she's playing with bunny ears and hair tendrils. And so Jay Williams says she does too. She agrees. She agrees with Tula Rosebud. And then she says, okay, Katrina, Maya is probably a good part of this. You're probably right. So she backed off a little bit, but girl, stand firm in your stuff. You believe that that's who it is. Don't be scared of Katrina. What's she going to do? A hair flip on you and tell you off on Twitter? Well, she would. But still. I well, she would do that. So Allie Beth says Mama Pope is still supposed to be dead. Rowan told Fitz that he had her killed after Jerry died, and Fitz still believes that. And you know what's crazy about that? Even if Lazarus is Maya, I believe that Maya is she's not, her real goal is not to kill Rowan. Because even when she was loose before, she wasn't really, she was in allegiance with Rowan. Yes, I don't think she wants to kill Rowan.
But I don't know. I sure would like for her to come back into this somehow, even if she isn't Lazarus One.
I would love her to be Lazarus One so she can make him run for his life for 20 goddamn odd years as he had her locked up for all of them damn. Like, a woman scored is nothing to be played with, because I would be the Lazarus in your life. Trust and believe that.
You know what else? It would be great if she was Lazarus or had something to do with this, because Rowan is genuinely scared.
Yeah.
And both the women in his life, Maya and Olivia, those have been the only two people who have ever been able to get over on this dude. Maya, the first time when she tricked him and she played him with the she played him with the plane thing, and in other ways as well. I mean, even the whole marriage thing was a play, and he was mad about it when he found out. And also Olivia, like, being able to land him in jail for embezzlement. When she couldn't get him as Rowan, she got him as Eli. So only these two Black women have been able to get one over on this dude. So if he's genuinely scared, I really want it to be because of Maya.
And the fact that he still loves them, even though. And I think that's just... He still loves them. Yeah, it's a lot of relationships are dysfunctional, but he still loves them, even the girl who you tell. And then they want to throw that thing, oh, blood is thicker than water. I said, look, I'm God begotten. I ain't flesh and blood begotten. So guess what? To the fingers.
No.
So
yeah, it's no families. I can testify that. Like, I've had a very complicated relationship with my mother. We've been through a lot, and she has, like, said some disgusting and hurtful ass things to me as an adult before, and but I still, like, that's my mother, and I still do things for her. I still feel sorry and bad for her if something happens or she needs something from me. And I can't help that. I think, when you're a child, you have a parent relationship, that it gets very complicated. You can sometimes feel like you despise them, and you can turn right back around the next day and just have a lot of sympathy, for them, especially if they have no one else, because you just will always have that connection. It's not a license for you to abuse one another or for the parent to kind of abuse the child psychologically or emotionally, but families, it's really messed up. I'll never be here for Rowan and his shaming of Olivia and acting like the kind of quasi incestuous things that he did in the name of protecting her were right. I will never say that, and I will never say that it was helpful or helped Olivia grow in any kind of way. But he did do things for her when she was younger, and it's complicated. I can't stand him, but I do understand that feeling of being a child, and no matter what not no matter what, but a lot of things your parent has done and you despise them for it, that you can also, a part of you feel, sympathy for them and want to help.
Yeah, because they're your parents after all. I mean, my mom said a lot of crazy stuff to me. My aunt said a lot of crazy stuff to me. But at the end of the day, even though I don't like you have your complicated relationship with your mother, I have one with my entire family. I don't even bother myself. Only because my mom is gone. So, I'm an orphan in essence. My mother and my father are gone. So, when it comes to that, I'm on my own. I'm literally on the Patti LaBelle. I'm on my own. I'm on my own. So yeah, and I kind of felt like it was a freeing. Like I get where I got it so totally when Olivia took that gun and started clicking, clicking, clicking. Not that I would point a gun at my mama because my mama would beat the hell out of me, and then I'll be on the floor under a table somewhere with my legs.
Oh, I love the metaphor of that empty gun. I loved it so much.
My metaphor is to my whole family in that essence when it comes to that, only because they've done some very toxic things and they continue to do it. And I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this with y'all anymore. It's a cycle, but it's a freeing. It is a freeing. And now I'm not telling y'all to go get rid of y'all whole family, nothing like that. I'm just saying, for me, it was a freedom from which my life has literally soared from, because their crazy stuff and their nonsense and the drama that goes on, it's no longer in my head because I don't have to deal with it anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, okay, I'm shutting the door to that. Y'all can say what y'all want behind that door, but you're muffled. You got some bags and such on you. I threw a Snuggie on top of you. I can't hear you. So at the end of the day, it helps me to focus on what is important. My daughter is important. God gave me a soul to raise. So like you're saying about the mother and daughter relationship or the mother and child relationship, it's a complicated, or even the father and child relationship.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of parental relationship, it is complicated. And I think what, I was saying on Tumblr, people were really angry about Olivia letting Rowan out. And I'm sorry, I'm never going to be here for comments about why couldn't she just get married? She'd rather like free her father than get married. And you can be mad at me if you want to, or say whatever the fuck you want to say about me. But like, I'm never going to be here for those comments about you should just get married rather than risk this horrible other thing over here. Whatever people think is going to imprison them, and their impression of that, or something that they don't want to do, they don't want to do it, and they take their chances. And for me, my theory is, and I might be wrong, that part of why Rowan is kind of out is because Olivia has to find a way to make peace with having this man in her life, and being able to live freely on her own terms while he exists. Now, he may at some point cease to exist, but I think she has to make a peace with him and with that before that time comes, if it comes at all. Because it's easy to kind of pretend he's not there, he doesn't exist when he's quarantined in jail. And she went about her life, right? And she did all of these things. She said yes, she faced the press, she did all this, she decided, I'm really fully, in this relationship with Fitz, kind of. But when Rowan is out and he's always presented this fear, for you, how are you going to behave? Because the minute he was involved, she started lying, she was doing all these things. So that is a challenge for her. How do you live with your father existing in the world?
It speaks to the end where he was like, you're safe. It was scary, but what you're saying kind of speaks to Fitz saying that to her. Some of the comments over here are about Papa Pope and all this stuff. So I'm going to read some of these because we're about to go into the After Dark really quick. So let me get to these. Mama Pope is still so okay. So we read about that. NYC gal asked Tula Rosebud, how could Fitz be Lazarus? The burning of the Louvre happened while he was in the USA. Well, NYC gal, we have phones, so and the internet, so it could have happened. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not being shady. I'm just saying, lady, it could have happened. So in Tony's THR interview, he referred to both Fitz and Jake as sons. Is Fitz going to come into this somehow? Oh, well, that's a good question. Son slept with the daughter. Oh, so who asked that? Trini Melly said that. And then NYC gal says his son slept with the sister. Ugh. I agree. That's nasty. Tula Rosebud says, I think Rowan has done some kind of brainwashing on them. Well, of course, being in the hole alone is a brainwashing technique. A lot of the things that he's done with them, all of that, even when you go in the military, and they could, I don't know if some military people are on here, but when you go into boot camp, that is a brainwashing. It's a conditioning to train you into the way that they want you to now think. When you do anything,
it's here to control you.
Yeah, when you do anything in your life, you have to set a mind shift. Like when you're going into business, I took 2 years while I was doing this podcast to shift my brain into the thought of being an entrepreneur, feeding myself with things that help me to shift. So even when you're going into any new aspect, when you want to make more money, when you want to do more things, when you want to be risk averse, you have to shift your mindset. It's all about that mindset stuff. So yeah, I totally agree. DR King says he surely didn't counter her being all okay. So I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't know. Jamaica says they both have major issues with Daddy. Boo-hoo, that's why they're connected. Jay Williams says sick love. L Cobb says Jada. I think you're talking to me. Jaha, his wife should have been killed as a known terrorist. He saved her by locking her away. You're absolutely true. That's true. I agree with that. Sweet Treats Forever says, now getting in. Hi, folks. Hey, lady. Yes, you did miss a few things. Janika says, that's why Fitz got so boozy about Liv moving into the White House. Control people. Okay. Tula Rosebud says, I love that man. Fitz is my heart. She has a long little letter here to Fitz. Fitz is my heart, but something is seriously off. I got the creeps at the end, and Fitz has never made me feel creepy. I agree. He took his power back, and that is somewhat a good thing. Maybe there was something in that scotch decanter that he finished, but something isn't right. Fitz being Lazarus would turn everything on its head. That would also mean that the man that Liv fell in love with would no longer be. What would she do with him? Hello, Gregory. Welcome. Louise. Welcome.
Sorry, I can't get with this Fitz is Lazarus one thing. I'm sorry, guys. I can't even
what happened to
begin to entertain it because
did she freeze on us? Oh, there you are.
Like it doesn't work for me. And I don't think it works for the narrative in that way, but I could be wrong. But I'm just saying that that's not something that I want to, sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable. It's not something that I'm interested in speculating about because I just keep thinking, where is that road going to take me when it comes to everything that's happened between this couple? I just Fitz is supposed to be the anti-Rowan. But I think there are also some kind of similar issues there that bring Olivia to Fitz. But Fitz is Lazarus one. I don't know.
I love it. I love it as an idea. I am in love with it. Yes. You know why? And not because I want him to be Lazarus one, but just because it throws such a monkey wrench into the normalcy of his character. And it would really turn everything on his head. I love that. That's drama. Look, I love the drama on screen. I don't like it in my life. My life is very calm, but the drama on screen, I love it.
I don't want that kind of drama for him. So
I want it.
We'll see.
Because I want to see if their love can fight their way through that. I love that idea. I love it. I'm sorry. It's just genius to me. I would love That's the kind of stuff I would put my characters through. Okay, so Cassandra says, wait, what number was that on the KP cussing board? She's counting for you. And then you said your brother said something, Cassandra, right? I need you to put that back in the box because I can't. If I scroll up, I'm gonna be lost. Tula Rosebud says maybe Fitz is trying to free Liv from the crazy man Liv calls dad. That did Liv tell Fitz that Melly was the one who enacted the deed? That might have been in that silent conversation that she was having with him. We're about to go into the after dark because we are at our hour mark. And I literally pushed the podcast out so we could make sure that we made it for the time that we were not on air so much. Moretta says, just bring Jacob just bring up Jake, and every other word will be a curse word coming out of Katrina's mouth. Trini Melly wants to again compliment Tony on his hair. Okay, Trini Melly, y'all look, we get it. We're gonna have a standing order that his hair is perfect. It is laid. If he could take a little bit of that and add it to the brows, that threading would be delicious. Just thread it in. I mean, Cyrus found a way to have a whole full frontal.
Leave
I'm just saying.
my bae alone. Okay, he has very light eyelashes and he has very sparse brows, and it's been like that for a while.
They have to have lace front eyebrows.
No, you have lace front eyebrows, but
they have to have.
Don't you dare even suggest it.
Look, it's like that full mustache they put on people. Just slap a couple strands. It don't even have to be a full brow.
This is not a Tyler Perry movie. No, thank
I just want it to be a couple strands, just a couple, so he can wiggle something a little bit. Just wiggle your brows a little bit. Just y'all can't even see me on top of so just wiggle it a little bit. All right, y'all. We are going into the after dark. Thank y'all. Somebody said that, oh, that's not drama, that's melodrama. Yes, we'll have. Okay, so Katrina, this is the debate that before we get off the full-on podcast, I told them that next week, because tomorrow I'm speaking at a conference, and next week I'll be at. Thank y'all. See, nobody even congratulated me. See how dirty they was. Just concerned about the show. They was like, so no show. That's just you going to do what? You don't have to do that. Yes, I have to do that. But so the issue was, I may not be here next week. I don't know where Langston in LDR. So I may not be here next week. And if I'm not here, then I don't know what y'all are going to do with the show. So I will try. I've been doing the show for a solid 2 years, and I've been here every Friday the episode has aired, but next week may not be the case. So if that is the situation, then I thank you, Janikas. Thank you, Jay Williams. Thank y'all. Appreciate that. So if that is the case, then we'll have to figure out how the show is going to air. And also, I wanted to say to y'all, the people that are in Paris, my prayers are with you, and I hope that you all stay safe. And
my Parisians,
out of harm's way, and pray for those families that have lost loved ones. That this has happened to because of the bombings and the attacks. So thank you, Janikas, and thank you, Cassandra. Y'all are so sweet. We love y'all. KP J. Williams says she loves your blogs, girl.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And Moretta J says, Katrina, please take care of the podcast.